Yeah.
If I were to go back and I could have a conversation with myself as a young man, I'd say, calm down, it's all going to be all right. If you put the effort in and you show some persistence, it's all going to be all right. Don't worry, it's going to work out exactly as it's meant to be. I never could have imagined that I'd be sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in.
Yeah.
And if someone had told me that as a kid, I wouldn't have believed them. So yeah, just have faith in your own abilities and just have faith that things are going to work out exactly as they're supposed to be. If you conduct yourself properly, you apply yourself, things will work out as they're meant to be. And as I said at the beginning, I started off in pursuit of trying to be a professional footballer, and I failed. And I potentially that could have felt like the end of the world, but actually I think it's probably unravelled in such a way that I've actually ended up on a different journey, and maybe a journey that I'm finding as just as enjoyable or even more enjoyable. So yeah, just have faith that things are going to be all right.
Make the most of every single day that you have. At SGS, what an opportunity to at a great school to learn. Discover the things you're interested in, gain your experiences. Be curious, ask the staff there. There's a lot of expert staff in different fields. Ask them questions, but make the most of it, because how many times you hear people say how quickly it goes that and then you look back and think, oh, do you know what? It was great at school. I love school. I miss the friends that I had at school or the people that I knew at school. I wish I did a bit more there. I wish I made the most of it. So I think that's one big thing for, to make sure that every day you wake up and think, right, what am I going to do today?
And first of all, enjoy the moment, because everybody, when they leave school, every person I've ever met will say school was probably one of the best times of their life. Always. There's you have a lot of fun. You're learning. You can do whatever you're interested in. But also give it your all in everything you do, even if you don't really enjoy the academic side of school, still give it your all, give it 100%, because it'll be useful in the future. And just go in and enjoy every day. You'll have great memories, and it's something that you look back on when you're older, with, like I said, many great memories, and something that you will remember for the rest of your life. But yeah, the main thing for me is just hard work in everything you do.
Believe in myself more.
Yeah.
Belief. I think that's a big thing. I think that as a coach, as a player, I didn't have belief in myself until I was probably in my mid to late 20s. And I would say for the young generation, you've really got to just believe in yourself first. You're always going to have people who believe in you, push you on, but it's you that counts, your self-belief that counts.
One thing that Roberto Martinez said to me was, we were chatting about players, and this is probably maybe a bit of a cliche, but he said a modern day footballer has to be brilliant at everything, but out of this world at one thing. And I think the message for me there to a young person is get really good at something, be passionate about it, and get really, really good at it, because that's how you stand out. That's how you differentiate. And I think differentiation is really important. So, stand out, not stand out because you're stand out because you're different is fine. But I'm saying stand out based on quality, stand out because you are absolutely brilliant about something, you're super knowledgeable about something. I think so much of what we see today is skimmed, is a little bit superficial. Therefore, prove to people you've dig deep and you've asked the next question and you've asked the question after that. So I think get really good at something, or get really knowledgeable about something, and that will allow you to stand out and differentiate. And I think that's really important. I think
go back now.
I would say maybe in school I sometimes was, I was more focused on maybe sport or having fun than the actual schoolwork. But I think I worked out anyway, and I think everyone makes mistakes, and so I think I wouldn't really change anything because I know it's again a cliche, but I've really found whenever I've made a mistake or anything, you learn from it, and that's probably where I am today because of the mistakes I've made along the way, and more. I'm going to make so many more. I think in sport, but in life, failures happen every day in some respects, and it's not a failure. If you only look at it as a failure, then it is a failure. But instead, look at it as something to learn from and grow from. And again, it goes back to being a better version of yourself. And so, yeah, I wouldn't change anything because you grow from your mistakes.
Don't be too hard on yourself. Life has a way of moving around and changing pretty significantly. You don't always know what's going to happen, but you're going to make a lot of mistakes, probably more than you think you're going to. But don't let it get in the way of what you want to accomplish. Always remember what your goals are. Always remember that you can achieve things that others will probably tell you can't. And stick with it. Stick with it.
Be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself, and I use a poem, and the lads battered me when I first used it, but they kind of get it now. It's a poem by Dale Wimbrough called "The Man in the Glass." I don't know if you've ever read it. If you not, have a look at it. "The Man in the Glass" by Dale Wimbrough, and basically what it talks about is cheating yourself. If you don't put a shift in. And this has got nothing to do with football. It's about life in general. At the end of the week, look at the mirror and just sort of say, right, have I done what I could? So I could talk about smart targets and all that, and the kids will go, yeah. But look at yourself in the mirror every day, right, and check yourself and have that kind of self-reflection. I've done a bit of work over the summer with Joe Thompson. The cancer sufferer who used to play for Rochdale. He's become a bit of an inspiration to me, and he talks about. He said there's a lot of people who have public success but private failure, and I thought, wow, I like that. I know exactly what it means. Yeah, we put on this bravado, and particularly with social media, it's massive, isn't it? So being honest to yourself and just the Man in the Glass, Dale Wimbrough, love it.